Dude, do you know how badly I've been wanting to see this movie? Like anything to forget that abomination. The trailers have looked great. We had to wait an extra year because of what happened. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. Critics are giving it a 61% and audience 96%. I gotta go with the audience, dude. This shit was freaking awesome. And yeah, welcome to my Ghostbusters Afterlife movie review. And I will be keeping things spoiler free, but there's definitely some stuff to talk about without ruining the viewing experience. And yeah, let me start by saying I love Ghostbusters. I was a real young kid when I saw it, and the dogs did scare me. Yep. But it's an awesome classic for a reason. Part 2, it's watchable, yeah. And those are the only Ghostbusters movies ever made. Yes, parts 1 and 2. Ghostbusters Afterlife, unlike a movie we won't speak about, really pays respect and honors the past and the source material. At the same time, bringing in new characters, which are good characters, you like them. This is very much Stranger Things meets Ghostbusters. In fact, it takes a while to really get into the ghost stuff, and it's very Stranger Things until we get there. But there's a lot of character development, which is good. You got to care about these characters. And you do. The kid from Stranger Things is in this. Another little kid that's called Podcast is in this that easily could have been super annoying, and he wasn't. He was actually fun. Obviously, Paul Rudd, who is just the most likable guy on the planet, dude. He does great. Everybody's good in this. But the real standout is McKenna Grace, who plays Egon's granddaughter. She is awesome. And she's got that same awkwardness that her granddad did. I mean, dude, she did it right. And this is just a fun, warm movie. The humor is... even the jokes that shouldn't work do work because they're just adorable. Like the movie. I was laughing at like dad jokes, which I normally don't do. And yeah, that time it takes before we get into all the ghost stuff, it's character development. And it works. You like these characters. You care about them. And that's good. And there is some old stuff in here too. It's definitely some nostalgia going on. A lot of Easter eggs. And fans of the original movies are going to be like, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. To me, actually, this is a lot like Star Wars, The Force Awakens. And let me say, I am a Force Awakens defender. I love that freaking movie because it made you feel like you were back to the original films. And it's not the movie's fault that part 2 took such a hard left turn because some asshole was more interested in launching his franchise with some broom boy, which by the way got canceled. And part 3 had to end up doing course correction half the time and forcing in a main villain because the main villain got killed in part 2. Yeah, don't even get me started with that. F*** you, Rian Johnson. But yeah, back to Ghostbusters Afterlife. The Ghostbusters are treated very much like what you saw in The Force Awakens, where it was like, it's lore or it's some like tale that some people call BS on, some people don't. They don't know the truth. Paul Rudd is kind of like the Rey character who was like, oh my God, is that the Millennium Falcon? Are you Han Solo, that guy we heard of? Same shit. He's like a fanboy. Paul Rudd, he is us. And we feel the excitement he does. As far as the villains, they are very familiar. And as far as the old being the new, dude, the modern ghost effects, oh, man, yeah, definitely better. And that sound, oh. You've heard like the proton packs before and everything else, but when you hear that in like Dolby Atmos HD, and you hear that proton pack start up for the first time and shoot in HD sound, fanboys might have to like change their shorts, dude. Yeah. And yeah, with the sound, you feel this movie. Like, it's really loud. Please watch this in a theater if you're gonna see it. Oh, yes. Yeah, the sound editing in this movie is fantastic. And it is, again, a beautiful film. It's a great looking film, in fact. But beautiful in a way that it's almost like if somebody took Ghostbusters and maybe Robert Zemeckis or Spielberg directed it. Because it's got that, like, glaze of theirs. Even though Ivan Reitman's son directed it. Ivan Reitman being the director of the first film. And yeah, you could tell this is like a family love, it's like a passion project thing for him. Like, you could tell there's a lot of love put into this movie, dude. And it is more kid driven, so you're not going to get like the sexual innuendo jokes that a lot of the first one had, or the second one. Yeah, this kind of replaces the raunch with wonder, like a Zemeckis type wonder. And I love the raunch of the first one, but I didn't mind that they did this in this one, and you kind of had to because the kids are kind of young, dude. It would be freaking creepy white van ice cream truck time. Yeah, you can't do that, dude. 200 feet away from a school. Yes. Now, if I have to really nitpick, there are some decisions made or reactions. Like, I would expect certain individuals being more afraid of ghosts than they were. That's only like 1 or 2 times. But you're just still like, that's how you reacted to that? Okay. Another thing that I will stay away from detail. There's a total like fan moment that the idea is beautiful and will probably there's going to be applause in the theater. But something that just kind of stuck out to me that stopped it from having like a perfect execution of a great idea was a certain lack of enthusiasm from somebody in the scene. And yeah, it was a little bit jarring to me. Like, I guess one of the actors was having a bad day on set. I don't know. There was also something else done which took courage, because you could have really screwed this idea up. And it was handled beautifully. Not going to get into it, but wow. Yeah. This movie's got some heart, dude. Not just that. This is a sequel that's honestly, it's for the fans. Even though if you've never seen a Ghostbusters movie, you'll still get it. You don't have to. But you'll appreciate it more if you saw part 1. You really kind of don't have to see part 2 to see this. And you definitely don't have to see, that thing. But definitely you should see part 1 if you're going to go see this. And I can tell you without hesitation, Ghostbusters Afterlife is definitely the best sequel out of the Ghostbuster films. In fact, I might go Ghostbusters Afterlife, Ghostbusters 2, and that other shit. But yeah, this was some magical shit. Guys, before I forget, there are 2 post-credit scenes, okay? Stay for both. There's 2 post-credit scenes, one at the very, very, very end, so don't just leave the theater. But yeah, this is interesting, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my review. Please like, subscribe, and whatever to all the stuff that I have, and thanks for watching.